guys, what's up? Big999 here, and today I'm doing my review of Oracle of Seasons as well as Oracle of Ages. I played both of these games back to back, and these games can be linked, so I thought they're kind of a duo, so I should just do the review of both of them at the same time. Each game will be getting individual scores and will both be counted up individually at the very end. I thought most of the ratings would be very similar except for example storyline and or side quests and side characters, so let's just do a duo review. If you guys are unfamiliar, hey, I am playing every Zelda game chronologically, and we are almost done with the entire series, and I'm having such a blast, but let's just get into this review. Alright, so to begin, I played this game on the Nintendo Switch expansion pack. I believe this game was supposed to be played on the Game Boy, both of the games that is. But Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons had very similar controls. Obviously, they were made for the same console, very similarly, almost the same game. The controls were fine. It's a 2D game. You can't really mess that up too bad, can you? So I would give both Oracle of Seasons as well as Oracle of Ages a 7 out of 10 on the controls. On to storyline and lore. The storyline of Seasons, I'm gonna start with because that was the first game I played. You begin the game and Din is there, which if you don't know who Din is, she is literally the goddess of power, like the red goddess, right? And she's there and she gets kidnapped, of course, and we have to go save her. This evil soldier of Ganon's named Onyx is here and is ready to kick your butt. So you go throughout doing all the dungeons, getting all the essences of seasons, and then at the very end you fight Onyx, who is like a soldier and then turns out to be this giant dragon. He's really sick. In comparison to Oracle of Ages, there is Nehru, who is the second goddess, who is the blue goddess, the goddess of wisdom. And this is all about her, and she got kidnapped by Varan, who is an evil sorceress of shadows, I believe is her correct title. And so same thing, but rather than essences of seasons, you're getting the essences of time, I believe they are called. So in comparison with storyline and lore, the storyline of Seasons is all about changing seasons to get throughout the map and do what you need to do, versus Ages is changing back and forth time from the past to the present to do what you need to do. I really enjoyed the storyline and lore of both of these games because they were very unique. I know that these games did come out after Ocarina, and I could feel that Ages was kind of trying to get that back, like with the time travel aspect, and I don't believe it was done as well, but we can talk about that more in the gameplay. I just liked Seasons a little bit more in terms of storyline and lore. I don't know. It just was more fun to me, but I can't really explain why. I don't know, maybe the Seasons aspect was just more inviting than the Ages and the time travel, because I was sometimes confused as to when I needed to time travel, versus with Seasons, it was a lot easier to navigate. So storyline and lore wise, I would give Seasons a 7 out of 10, and I would give Ages a 6 out of 10. On to the next category is gameplay. Like I said, I like Seasons a lot more. I like the gameplay, I like the aspect of changing the seasons. The dungeons and or temples I thought were so good in both of the games. They were easy to navigate. I wasn't finding myself confused or finding myself missing keys, which is like a constant problem for me. I'll go the entire dungeon, get to the end where I need one more small key, and I won't have it. I did not have this problem with either of the games. And the dungeon bosses in both games were also very easy and fun. Not like easy like, God, this was embarrassing, but easy fun. In terms of final bosses, the final boss in Seasons is Onyx. So you start off and he is this soldier. He has two phases, like this whole armored dude, right? He looks like an Armos. And he has two phases, which are relatively easy, right? And the shadows. Okay. I'm the problem. Okay, here we go. I was like, well, did that one hit even count then? I don't know. Oh my. Then he has his third phase, which is this giant dragon, which I had a very hard time fighting. It took me, I would say, under 30 minutes, but still from like 15-ish minutes to 30 minutes to defeat Onyx. Go feed your family. I'll be here for the next 3 hours. High five, high five, high five, fist bump, whatever you do. I don't know, I just had low hearts, as I always do before final bosses, as well as just controls. I don't know, it was a little weird, and I looked it up online and a lot of people actually have a problem with this boss, so I felt less alone. In comparison to Oracle of Ages, the final boss is this sorceress, and she has a few phases. All are very easy once I figure out what to do. Okay, we got this. That would be silly. A along with the gameplay, you can link both of these games. So there are secret codes that people will give you in the villages and whatnot that you can go to the other game and give somebody else this code and get an item. There are rings in this game that help you become stronger or help more damage be dealt, or you can turn into a like, or, you know, just different things. Like these rings are different abilities and or powers. The map was easy to navigate as well in both games. I didn't have too much problems in terms of that. The mobs were fine too. Of course, the Lionels, they always kick my butt in every game they're in, but not too shabby. But anyway, once you link the games, Twinrova shows up and is like, I'm sending this Vron, Sorceress of Shadows, and I'm sending this Onyx at you to distract you while I go and revive Ganon. Once you link the games, you get transported to Rumor Rights at the very end of the game, and you have to fight Twinrova. You have to fight them individually, Kwome and Kotake, and then you fight Twinrova.
Twinrova, if you stop it! Stop hitting me, Lava!
Those things lined up like he was a good husband. Yes, he was a good husband. She was the breadwinner. And then you fight Big Boy Ganon, and he is in his blue pig form, the classic. Come on, man, you have to be close. Thank Jesus Christ. I honestly thought that this linked game end battle was a lot easier. I would say Seasons was the hardest end battle. Ages was next, and then we have the linked game end battle at the very bottom. Ganon seems in the older games to be very easy. He just hits hard, but you just need to get in there and just keep hitting him. So like, it was fine. I just think the linked game aspect is really, really cool because it just unlocks a whole new plethora of things that you can do in the game. I also really liked in Seasons, the Subversia. It kind of looks like hell, but I really like that aspect of Seasons. I just personally thought that Seasons was a superior game. I know, drama. I just thought with Ages, you have to do a lot of time traveling, and there's sometimes not an explanation of when you need to time travel. So I believe that could result in a lot of confusion for a lot of people. There are these little portal spots that kind of hint you need to time travel, but at other times it's like, hey, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, it's supposed to be time traveling. In comparison with Ocarina that came out, I don't know, 4 years earlier, the time traveling was seamless and you knew when to time travel. So yeah, that was my biggest gripe, but Seasons I thought was wonderful. I also liked in both games that you had companions. You had Dimitri, who was a Dodongo, you had Ricky, who was a kangaroo, and then you had Moosh, who was like a little bear with wings. And I really liked that aspect because you could get a flute or you could summon them at all times. Ricky was my companion in both games, so we became best friends. I secretly wanted it to be Dimitri, but don't tell anyone. I enjoyed both of the games, but I like Seasons just a little bit more. So with that being said, I would give the gameplay of Seasons probably a 7 out of 10, and then the gameplay of Ages a 6 out of 10. Onto the final section is side quests and side characters. So the side quests in both of these games are very, very fruitful. There is a lot you can do. Like I said with the rings, for example, there's so many upgrades you can do. I didn't upgrade anything in the first game, but in the second game, I upgraded my sword, and it was a whole side quest. There's also trading sequences, so that adds even more of a side quest. And like side characters, for example, like I mentioned, Dimitri and Ricky and Moosh, I would consider them side characters. Everyone you met they were kind of okay, you know, nothing really too in depth, but the side characters in terms of our little companions, love them, fell in love with them. I thought that aspect was so wonderful, and I'd like to see more Zelda games with companions that you can kind of choose. To achieve 100% completion, I would say would at least double your playing time to complete the game. Like to get every ring and get every item and all those things, crazy. So in terms of side quests and side characters, I would give both of the games the same rating of 7 out of 10. I think it was plentiful. Sometimes I thought they were a little overbearing and kind of a pain in the butt. I did get every heart piece, I believe, in Ages, and I think I missed one full heart in Seasons. So if you compare that also to a side quest, they were relatively easy. There were some that were, like I keep saying, some were a little overbearing to get even the heart pieces, but as a whole, you will stay busy if you want to complete this game. So I would give both 7 out of 10 because that's the whole point of side quests, is to get you items and keep you busy. So with a 7 out of 10 in controls in both Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, with a 7 out of 10 in storyline and lore in Seasons, and with a 6 out of 10 in storyline and lore in Ages, with a 7 out of 10 in gameplay for Seasons, with a 6 out of 10 in gameplay for Ages, and with a 7 out of 10 in both Oracle and Seasons. We have a 28 out of 40 for Oracle of Seasons, and with a 26 out of 40 for Oracle of Ages. Oracle of Seasons finishes out with a 70%, which is about a C-, and Oracle of Ages finishes out with a 65%, which is, I believe, a D. I enjoyed both of these games, don't get me wrong. My biggest gripe with Oracle of Ages is truly the time traveling aspect, which is kind of the whole aspect of the game. I just didn't think it was very seamless with something like Ocarina of Time that was already done. They had a lot that they could have gone with in terms of how to do it correctly, and they didn't. But I did really like that you could link these games. Like I said, I like Seasons because it was so cozy. I don't know, it gave kind of like Farmer Simulator vibes. I just think that these were very strenuous in time, typically Ages because of the time traveling aspect. And I would recommend these games if you have the free time. But in terms of storyline and lore, I don't think we'll see Onyx or Veron again. Ganon, of course, and of Twinrova, of course, but that's only if you link your games that you will see Twinrova or Ganon. I don't know, I just thought they were okay. I don't think I'd ever find myself go back and wanting to play them or find myself recommending them over other games we played. So I would just honestly say they were okay. Let me know in the comments below if you've played either of these games, and if you've played both, let me know which one you like more. I'm always curious with a good comparison. If you guys have enjoyed this review and have enjoyed this series so far, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below. I'm currently playing A Link Between Worlds, so that is the next review you will be seeing. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.